Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with me, Glorious Linda. I'm very excited to be with you once more as we continue to reflect on the topic of true personal identity. Today our reflection is on the need for us to address unbelief in order to continue working on our true personal identity. Unbelief refers to the presence of doubt, and I'm using the word unbelief specifically because I want to address two aspects of doubt. Doubt in self and also doubt in God. Unbelief can also mean lack of trust. It can also mean lack of conviction. Remember, when we talk about true personal identity, we are referring to who we are as human beings, not only in the physical outwardly, but also inwardly as spirit beings, as created by God in His own image. When one works on their true personal identity, they go through different stages. The first stage is accepting that you have flaws and there is work that needs to be done in order for you to grow, in order for you to address those flaws, knowing that we are all a work in progress. The second stage kicks in when one makes a decision to actually start doing the work. Along the way, there may be challenges that you experience and you start getting discouraged. The doubt may creep in the form of you asking yourself questions on whether it is worth doing the work that you are doing. You may even be doubting whether you are able to address the challenges that you are experiencing, or even addressing the flaws. That there is a clip that I did on the cost of not working on your true personal identity. Please take a moment to listen to it because this reflection will link to it. There are two aspects of doubt that I would like to address in this reflection. The one is doubting self, which I've already explained. The other one is doubting God. Remembering that when you are a believer in Jesus Christ, everything that you do is under His watch. Even as you work on your true personal identity, you cannot believe that you are doing this work on your own and that it is only your effort that has to go in order to address the things that need to be addressed. There are two specific scriptures that I want to refer to today addressing the concept of unbelief. The one is in the book of Matthew chapter 14, only verse 31, which reads from the New King James Version, "And immediately Jesus stretched out His hand and caught him and said to him, 'O you of little faith, why did you doubt?'" This is the story of Peter and Jesus, where Jesus was seen by the disciples walking on water, and Peter, in his excitement and faith, decided to ask Jesus to call him to come to Jesus himself as he was walking on water. But as he started walking, doubt crept in and he realized that he was drowning, and he started calling on Jesus to save him. So it's a beautiful story that shows that Peter believed that he could do the work. He believed that he could walk on water, and he had the faith to start walking on water until the doubt crept in. The second scripture that I would like to read is in the book of Mark, chapter 9. I will read two verses, verse 23 and verse 24. Again from the New King James Version, it reads, "Jesus said to him, 'If you can believe, all things are possible to him who believes.'" Verse 24, "Immediately the father of the child cried out and said with tears, 'Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief.'" The context to the story is that the father brings his son who had a deaf and mute spirit. The father initially asked the disciples of Jesus Christ to help him. They could not heal the boy. So the father realizes that he has faith. So he says, "Lord, I believe." But then immediately there is another realization that he may have some unbelief. And he cries out to Jesus to help his unbelief. So unbelief does not necessarily mean total absence of faith in all cases. In these two cases, we are seeing that there is faith, there is a step to initiate the work, and in both cases, the father as well as Peter himself realized that they needed Jesus Christ in order to finish the task. Peter needed Jesus to stretch his hand and help him, save him from drowning. And the Father needed Jesus Christ to help his unbelief in order to see the miracle of his son being healed. So how does this relate to working on your true personal identity? So if you have doubt that you can do the work, even if you may have started the work, if you believe that the work and the effort comes from you and you alone, then when you believe in Jesus Christ, you cannot do the work on your own. Why do we experience doubt sometimes, especially when we're working on our true personal identities? The doubt comes in because sometimes we take up a lot of work to do right from the onset. And that is a very common mistake. It is possible, but it is going to be very difficult. The guidance is that you identify the levers. You identify the areas that need the most attention and you tackle one at a time. And even working on one at a time may take some time, because working on your true personal identity means you have to work with yourself and the relationships that you have. I want to appreciate all of you who continue to tune in. Thank you for your support. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please click the subscribe button, and I urge you to continue sharing the link with others so that we can learn and grow together. To wrap up, please check if there is an element of unbelief in you, doubting yourself and also doubting God. Check if you haven't taken up too much to handle. If you have, consider prioritizing the areas that will unlock other areas. Applying the 80-20 rule. If you haven't already invited the Lord to assist you in this journey, I encourage you to do that. Again, remember the reason you started this work. Remember the outcomes that you are looking to achieve. Until next time, bye.